Las Vegas is one of the best cities in the entire world. And in today's video, I'm gonna give you 15 reasons why I absolutely love this city. My name is Olga. I'm a real estate agent and I make content about living in Las Vegas. Buckle up and let's go for a ride and check out Sin City's highlights. Starting at the top, reason number one why I love Las Vegas is there's always something to do. And being an extrovert, I really like that. I like being out and about every day of the week, any hour, and having something fun to do at all times. Las Vegas has some of the best shows, whether it's Cirque du Soleil, your favorite singer, or your favorite comedian. They're bound to make it to Las Vegas at some point. I personally love electronic dance music, and there are a couple of places in the world where you can live to get the best electronic dance music. One of them is Ibiza, but I don't speak Spanish. The second one is Miami. I don't speak Spanish. And the third one is Las Vegas. It's absolutely insane, but every night of the week, you could see one of your favorite DJs playing at the best clubs that you will find in the entire world. Day clubs, nightclubs. I mean, we have it all here. Everything from Omnia to Zouk to Excess to Encore. The options are limitless. And when I say something to do, I don't mean just going out. There's a variety of things that you can do in Las Vegas that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. One of them is going to the gym. You would be surprised how many gyms are open 24 hours a day in Las Vegas. Now, I myself work out early in the morning to start my day, but having the option to go to the gym if I can't sleep or if I ran out of time in the morning, or, you know, if I just feel like working out at 3 in the morning, I have the option. There's a gym for that. Also, if you want to have breakfast at 3 in the morning, you can also find so many restaurants that are open and serving world-class food. Now, I mean, you might run into some club goers that are also ending their night. So you might see some things, you might hear some things, but it's all part of the fun. I recently saw Shane Gillis, a comedian at the Mirage, and I actually had no idea who he was. And afterwards, let's just say I'm a big fan. I've already binge watched all of his Netflix specials and I cannot wait for him to come back to Las Vegas because he's absolutely hilarious. Music also is not just limited to clubs here in Las Vegas. There are so many really cool outdoor festivals that take place all throughout the year. For example, EDC happens in May, which has every major DJ, and it happens on the Las Vegas Speedway, so it's an outdoor festival that lasts 3 days. And there's also plenty of other festivals if you're not into electronic dance music. For example, Life is Beautiful features a variety of music genres, and that happens in downtown Las Vegas every fall. And then there's a new festival that just started happening in Las Vegas called Lovers and Friends, where it's all the throwbacks. Anyone you could think of, Usher, Backstreet Boys, TLC, they're all gonna be there this summer. And that's just a small sampling of the type of music that you can see in Las Vegas basically all year round. I can spend all day going off about number one, but it's time to move on to reason number two. Las Vegas is a diverse place where you can meet people from all over the world, from every walk of life. People come to Las Vegas for a variety of reasons, whether it's work, holiday, birthday celebrations, bachelorette parties, conventions. For example, Las Vegas is home to some of the biggest conventions that take place in the entire country. It's home to CES, which takes place in Las Vegas every January, which draws people from all over the country as well as international. I don't know how many times I've been out to eat, having a margarita, chips and salsa, or, you know, dining out, and I meet someone who's visiting Las Vegas from a completely different part of the world. For example, I was just recently having dinner with my best friend, and we met a group that was visiting from Germany, and we started talking to them about life in Germany and what people were like, and just in that interaction, we got to learn about what life is like in a completely different country. And we were just out to a casual dinner at a restaurant that is a 5-minute walk from where I live. To give you some numbers, Las Vegas has over 600,000 people coming to visit every week. That works out to about 80,000 people arriving every single day. I mean, these numbers are just mind-boggling. If you think about it, about 40 million people visit Las Vegas every year. Las Vegas is the #1 tourist destination in the entire US and #5 tourist destination in the entire world. Fun story for you guys. I actually met my husband while on a trip out to Las Vegas from Portland, Oregon. And the reason why I met him is because I was connecting with some friends that I had met previously who were visiting Las Vegas from Sweden. So that should give you the magnitude of how the entire world can connect in the city of Las Vegas. All right, moving on to reason number 3 why I love Las Vegas, and that is the cost of owning a home here. Previous to living in Las Vegas, I've lived in Southern California and Oregon, and I will say that owning a home here in Las Vegas completely blows the other places out of the water as far as affordability. A perfect example of this is a house that I just helped my client sell in Summerlin, which is one of the nicest neighborhoods in Las Vegas, and that home sold for under $550,000. It's in a gated community. It's a 2-story home with 3 beds, 3 baths, a pool, and a massive backyard. This same house in Southern California could run you upwards of $1.5 million. And also, Portland, Oregon is really not trailing too far behind. So it's no surprise that so many Californians are making the move to Las Vegas. And this isn't just about owning a home. The cost of renting in Las Vegas is actually significantly lower than California, as well as other major metropolitan cities around the country. Just to give you an example, a luxury apartment on the Las Vegas Strip could cost you about half the amount that a luxury apartment would cost you in LA or San Diego. In a nutshell, your money goes a lot farther here in Las Vegas when it comes to your housing expenses. Okay, reason number 4, the weather. As someone who has lived in Portland, Oregon before, I definitely don't take for granted how many days of sunshine we get here in Las Vegas, and that's over 300 days of sunshine. Now, I know what you're gonna say, but doesn't it get so hot there in the summer? Well, yes, it does. I will say that June, July, and August, we do get some hot days. I mean, there are a few 115-degree days here and there, but I will say, I will take that over not seeing the sun for 9 months out of the year or being snowed in any day. However, outside of those 3 months, we have about 6 months where the weather is absolutely perfect, and it's about 80 degrees every day. And we get a couple months, about 3 months, where the weather does drop a little bit and we have mostly 50 and 60 degree days. But the sunshine makes a big difference, and it does still feel pretty warm, even in December and January. Now, just the other day, we had a 75-degree day in February, and it felt so great. So we'll definitely get a sprinklings of really warm weather even in the winter. Okay, moving on to reason number 5, and that's accessibility. As someone who loves to travel, I've been to nearly 30 countries in the world. I love it that Las Vegas is a big hub for travel. Not only can you get a flight to basically any city domestically, there are also tons of flights that are direct internationally. And also the prices to fly in and out of Las Vegas tend to be much cheaper than flying out of other hubs. For example, I actually just traveled to Calgary, Canada to visit a friend, and there was a direct flight from Las Vegas to Calgary that took me 2 hours to get there, and it was under $100. And these flights run every single day, which is absolutely wild. I live center strip, so it takes me about 15 minutes to get to the airport, and another give or take 5 minutes usually for me to get through TSA and to my gate. Now, this video is not sponsored by TSA PreCheck, but could be. I'm open to that. So while hundreds of thousands of people make their way through Harry Reid International Airport, it is insanely efficient. And another thing I'll say on this topic too is I have a lot of people visiting me in Las Vegas because it's super easy to get to from basically any city in the country And I mean, come on, it's also so fun. And for someone like me who is an extrovert, I absolutely love it. But I also will tell you, I have people sleeping on my apartment floor from time to time, very often. And if you're someone who works from home or travels a lot for work, I would strongly suggest making Las Vegas your home base because of the accessibility to the airport. Which actually takes me to reason number 6 why I love Las Vegas, and that's the tax breaks that you get for living in the state. For those of you who are not aware, Las Vegas has no state income tax. Now you might think they probably get you in other ways, like sales tax. But we're actually pretty comparable to other states with our sales tax sitting at 8.375%. So you might think, okay, what about property taxes? Nope, we're also pretty comparable there as well, with our property taxes being at 0.6%. We have no inheritance tax if you've lived here for more than 3 years, no franchise tax, no inventory tax. So you're probably wondering, well, who's paying the taxes? Well, the answer is easy. It's the 40 million people that are traveling here every year. So as I mentioned earlier, if you're someone who works from home or travels a lot, and it doesn't really matter where you're based, I would strongly suggest considering making Las Vegas your home base. Okay, now on to reason number 7, and one of my top reasons, and that's the food. I'm just gonna get this out of the way and tell you some of my favorite restaurants because I have a lot. We got Casa Playa, we have Javier's, we have Crossroads, we have Boohoo, we have Catch, we have Julian Serrano's restaurants. Those are just my top favorites. There are so many other restaurants that are actually tiny hole-in-the-wall, no-name restaurants that I probably go to more often than those restaurants that I mentioned. But Las Vegas has something for everyone. And it's not just about the food. It's also the experience that you get when you dine at one of these restaurants in Las Vegas. And I mean, it kind of has to be based on the prices that these restaurants are paying for rent and also you as the customer. Personally, I think that Las Vegas is one of the top cities for food, and I would even rank it up there with foodie cities like Austin, Portland, New York, and LA. Here's a pro tip if you're traveling to Vegas and you want to enjoy the amazing cuisine, but you don't maybe want to spend quite as much. And of course, the Las Vegas Strip restaurants are always gonna have an elevated price point to them, but there's so many other neighborhoods around Las Vegas that have amazing food. One of them being Chinatown. Chinatown has every single Asian cuisine you could possibly find. One of my personal favorites in Chinatown is a ramen restaurant called Yohama Noodles. And here's a recommendation from a local if you want to have amazing breakfast at 3 or 4 in the morning, and that is the Henry inside the Cosmopolitan. By far, the best breakfast that you can get at that time of day or night or morning, I guess. Okay, now I'm just getting really hungry. So now I have to move on to reason number 8, which is the energy of the city. I would say that the energy of Las Vegas is unmatched. This city is where dreamers come to make their dreams come true. So whether you're an entrepreneur moving to Las Vegas for the state's business-friendly regulations, or if you're like my husband and you're a poker player and you're moving to Las Vegas to make your poker dreams come true, or if you're coming to work in the hospitality industry, in the nightlife industry, people come to Las Vegas to hustle. So I'm someone who is very easily affected by energy. So if I'm in a place where there is not a lot of hustle and bustle and people just out and about doing things, I tend to notice myself picking up on that energy. But when I'm in cities like Las Vegas, another example of a city that has this type of energy for me is New York. I notice that I'm just so much more motivated just walking the street or even waking up and hearing the sounds of the city, even if it's sirens or people outside, people going somewhere. It definitely generates that energy of excitement and wanting to go out there and create something every single day. But you definitely want to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with the right people, because Las Vegas being all night, all day type of place with gambling being legal and partying and everything accessible at any hour of the day, you're likely to be influenced by the people that you spend the majority of your time with. So I would say the one tip is picking the people that are living the type of lifestyle that you want to live and spending your time with those people. And speaking of living the type of lifestyle that you want, this actually takes me to my next reason as to why I love Las Vegas, and that is the outdoor activities that are available to you 365 days a year. From hiking at Red Rock Canyon to taking a helicopter over to the Grand Canyon, which I may not be doing because I'm afraid of helicopters, to boating at Lake Mead. There's something to do for everyone 365 days a year. We're only a couple hours away from a lot of beautiful national parks like Zion National Park, the Valley of Fire, Joshua Tree, and just a couple hours down south, there's a lot of really cool communities along the Colorado River. You might think that all of these activities are summer warm weather activities, but actually, with just a couple hour drive into Utah, we also have skiing in a place called Bryan Head. Now, sticking with the theme of outdoor activities, the next reason why I love Las Vegas, number 10, is the ability to play sports outdoors all year round. Everything from golf to tennis to pickleball, which is apparently sweeping the nation. You're able to play any of those sports year-round, no matter the month. Now, these aren't just your average golf courses. Las Vegas attracts some of the top-tier golf organizations coming through, including the PGA Tour and the Live Golf Tour. I just recently helped a buyer buy a home in the Las Vegas Country Club community, which is a community that is located on a golf course adjacent to the Las Vegas Strip. And the Live Golf tournament was actually happening there Super Bowl weekend. And when I went into the community, because I was running a couple errands for my client, the security was top notch. I barely made it in. There's over 50 golf courses in the city of Las Vegas. And also, if you're not someone who wants to play 18 holes, we also have experiences like Top Golf, which is super fun and it's a little bit more my speed. You have some drinks, you hit some balls, and there's actually also another competitor coming to Top Golf in the Arts District called Atomic Golf. Now, if playing sports isn't really your thing, but watching sports is, Las Vegas is probably one of the best cities to watch sports, and this brings me to reason number 11. Las Vegas has become one of the biggest sports cities in the country over the past couple of years. It started with us getting our own NHL team, the Vegas Golden Knights, which I'm a huge fan of and have been going to games since the first game ever. And actually, they're located right on the Strip, so I can even walk there from my apartment. We also have NFL now. The Las Vegas Raiders and Allegiant Stadium where they play is also located on the Strip, so also walking distance from my apartment and all of the surrounding casinos. And we're also getting our own baseball team. The Oakland A's are coming, and I've actually seen renderings of the baseball stadium that's gonna be built. It's gonna be on the Strip as well, and it looks epic. We've had the All-Star basketball game here, and while Vegas doesn't host any March Madness games, the city becomes such a crazy place during March Madness. It's probably the best place to watch games. I also went to the University of Oregon, so I love my college football, and I've actually seen the Oregon Ducks play 2 times in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. Unfortunately, both times it was a heartbreak, but nonetheless, I get to see my favorite college team in my home city now. Las Vegas is also home to the UFC, so a lot of the epic fights happen here in Las Vegas, as well as big boxing matches. And last but not least, we just got to host the Super Bowl. And this year, the Super Bowl has had more eyeballs on the game than ever before. Well, because of Taylor Swift, and she does not have a residency in Las Vegas yet. We need to change that. Okay, enough about Taylor Swift and sports. I mean, I never thought I would say these 2 words in one sentence. Now it's time for number 12, which is our access to the most beautiful hotels in the entire world. So even if you're not staying at one of these hotels, you could spend the whole day walking around and experiencing what each hotel has to offer. For example, the Bellagio and its gardens and the Bellagio fountains, checking out the Wynn and its classic architecture, to walking through the Cosmopolitan and seeing its modern decor and beautiful chandelier hanging from the top. The Vegas hotel experience is, bar none, and it's free. And let's say you do want to stay at one of these hotels. Well, the price point is actually extremely affordable compared to hotels of this caliber that you might find in New York, LA, or other major cities. So, for example, you could stay at the Wynn, which is one of the best hotels in Las Vegas, for around $200. And when you stay at these places, you can definitely tell that you're having an elevated experience. And it's not often that you could stay in a hotel of this caliber without spending thousands of dollars. I myself have done a couple of staycations here in Las Vegas, even though I have an apartment on the Strip. Me and my husband recently went out to see one of our favorite DJs play at Omnia, and we decided to stay at the Nobu Hotel, which is a little boutique hotel that's located inside Caesar's Palace. It's low-key, most people don't know about it, and the experience was top-notch, and our commute back from the club was just under 5 minutes. With that, I want to say that hotels are not just for tourists. I think it's really fun as a local to get out for the night and enjoy everything that this beautiful city has to offer. And this actually leads me to my next point, and that's the discounts that Las Vegas locals get on a lot of things around the city, including dining, activities, spas, hotels, and more. To give you an example of the type of discounts that locals get in Las Vegas, this is my favorite. The Aria Spa gives a discount for locals that want to get a service during the week, and it's quite a bit. I'm pretty sure it's like a 20% discount. You'll get free parking at certain places for X number of hours when you show your local ID. You can get discounts on some shows when you show a local ID. Some shows that give locals discounts include Cirque du Soleil, the Shark Reef, Absinthe, and the Jabberwockies. Another example is you get 10% off at Italy, which is one of my favorite Italian food halls. I often stop there on my way to Golden Knights games, and some of the discounts that you get with your local ID are huge. For example, you get 50% off for the high roller, which actually leads me to my next point, and that is the epic Las Vegas views. The way that the Las Vegas Valley is situated, the Strip is in the middle of it, and it's positioned at a lower elevation. So when you're driving around the city, especially if you're out west, you get the most beautiful views of the Strip from so many parts of the city. And also, the views are not just of the Strip. The mountains that surround the Las Vegas Valley are also stunning and something that is a must to see. Especially during sunset, the way that the sun hits the mountains, it creates this beautiful golden red color, and it really is one of the most beautiful sunsets that I've ever seen over the mountains. And the mountains surround the whole entire city of Las Vegas, so no matter where you live, you're probably gonna get to see this beautiful sunset from almost every part of the city. Now, I know I already talked about the high roller, but you can also get some epic views from the stratosphere, or even taking a helicopter over the Las Vegas Valley. So here's another pro tip. When you're leaving Las Vegas, I recommend sitting on the left side always, because sometimes the way that the planes take off, depending on the wind patterns, they go over the Strip and they make a circle, and you can fly over the MSG Sphere, which is one of the newest attractions in Las Vegas, and it looks absolutely epic. And this brings me to my final point, is new construction. Because Vegas is growing at such a rapid pace and so many people are moving here and wanting to buy homes, and the demand has to be met, and the only way that the city can keep up is by building brand new homes. So it's not very common that a city has so many options for new homes. Typically, in most cities, you have to buy a resale home, which nothing wrong with that. But when a city is growing at such a rapid pace, the inventory of resale homes is pretty small compared to how many people are moving to the city. Not only do new builds give you so many more options to tailor your home to look exactly how you want and really build it from scratch and from the ground up, also these homes tend to be much more energy efficient. Las Vegas is home to so many new builders, including KB Homes, Lennar, Pulte, and Toll Brothers. Now, if money was no object, I myself would go for a Peter Lick home, who has a really big presence here in Las Vegas, He's a famous artist, photographer, and he's actually created his own community that's only about 10 minutes away from the Las Vegas Strip. And these homes are absolutely stunning, unmatched, the most beautiful. As a real estate agent, obviously I could go on and on and on about Las Vegas real estate, about homes, about the home buying process, new builds. So if you have any questions about new builds or real estate in Las Vegas in general, feel free to give me a call. I'm gonna put my number right here. I've also recently recorded a video about the 8 best neighborhoods to live in Las Vegas. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Thank you for joining me in this video and my love fest for Las Vegas. And I'll see you in the next one.